The awesome thing about this DVD is we had a Mallrats 10th anniversary Q&A, a screening first and then a Q&A afterwards. And what we did was we videotaped the whole movie for 90 minutes from the back of the theater on the screen, like as if it was a bootleg. And then we went into the Q&A. So that's why this is a 5-disc set, because we included a lot of innocuous extra material. The Q&A with the cast and crew was for the DVD was really quite nice. And some of those cats I hadn't seen in 10 years. I don't think I'd seen Jeremy London in 10 years. Muse I see every fucking morning when I wake up, because he's in my house. He lives in my house. So that wasn't too special. It wasn't like, Muse, I haven't seen you since, you know, breakfast. Jason Lee I see quite a bit, so that was kind of cool. Renee I see quite a bit as well. I mean, really, it was a bunch of people that I see on a fairly regular basis, and Jeremy London. That's where things went in a different direction, because that's a dude I haven't seen for a while and hasn't lived in my house ever. So it was really great to reunite with the cast and sit around and reminisce. And to have Jim Jacks up there was nice. We had an adult on the panel for once, which is weird because I realize at 34 I too am an adult, but I don't feel like it, particularly when I stand beside Jim Jacks at a urinal, because that dude's hung like a fucking moose, and I'm hung like an infant. That won't be on the DVD, but just when you watch the Q&A, know that that's what's going through my head. You know, it was really weird revisiting the film because I didn't get paid to do it. Last time I visited the film, which would be the first time, you know, I got a salary to make the movie. On DVD, there's never any money to be had. So I was working for free. And I haven't worked for free since, you know, Mom would be like, get out there, mow the lawn, fat ass. And I'd be like, hey, fuck you, Ma, why don't you mow the lawn? And then she was like, because I do enough here? And I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind. All you do is fuck Dad, that's your job. And she'd be like, get the fuck out there and mow the lawn. So it's been a long time since I've been in that scenario. And it was just like that, working with Universal on this DVD. Good times. It was interesting to kind of go back and look at the movie and realize what a terrible filmmaker I was, and still am. And you know, that's the thing. You'd imagine I'd look at it and be like, wow, I've really come a long way. Not really. Not much. I shoot a little more coverage. That's about it. It's a weird movie for me because it's the one movie of ours that was really incredibly unsuccessful in theaters, but then it found this audience later on video, so I have mixed feelings about it. You know, for a long time, Mallrats was the redheaded stepchild, and that you know, the one that you beat around and shit, slap around, and people excuse you because like, it's a fucking redhead and a stepchild. But it would be like the redheaded stepchild hit the lottery, and then you got to kind of be nice to it. So that's how I feel about Mallrats 10 years later. What's great about this new DVD is there is a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff in terms of we do a new documentary to augment the already great documentary that was on the first version of the DVD. There's the Q&A, you know, the 10th anniversary Q&A. We're including some EPK footage that was shot, like, you know, on the set of people doing interviews. And cats love to watch that kind of, DVD fans love to watch that kind of stuff because, quite frankly, they have no lives whatsoever. A movie like this, a DVD like this is awesome for a shut-in. If you're socially maladjusted and you don't get along well with others and you spend most of your time in dark movie theaters or living rooms watching lots of footage and knowing the ins and outs of how a movie was made, listening to commentary tracks, but you can't even get along with the fucking mailman, this is the DVD for you. You know, if you've never been to a party, this is the DVD for you. If your best friend is your mom, this is the DVD for you. If you're like me, 34, and you still live in your parents' house, this is the DVD for you. I think the scene that probably deserves repeated viewing on the new cut of Mallrats that we did for this new Mallrats 10th anniversary DVD would be a shot of Ben Affleck in prison at the end of the movie. Historically, it was like you'd see his hand come around the bar and then it was his hand on the bar, and then another guy's hand went around it, like kind of like this, and that was it. And it said Shannon met a lot of new friends. Now we've added a shot of him screaming in agony as he is rendered almost incapacitated anally. What better thing to pop in your DVD and impress chicks with? Like, hey, you know Ben Affleck, right? Yeah, I loved him in Armageddon. Well, check this out. You know, what chick wouldn't flutter drawers seeing that? I brought it home. I showed my wife. I got the first blowjob I've ever received in my life. So I'm not promising that for everybody at home, but I think your chances are pretty strong. When you've got inside footage of Affleck getting brutalized from behind by another man, you got it all. You get the world by the balls. And once you get that, then you get the power. Then you get the women. People ask me, hey, why does Mallrats still appeal to movie fans today? And I say, hey, jackass, it didn't appeal to movie fans back then. Don't rub it in. And they walk away, you know, and they give me a look like, I heard he was cool. But they don't say it, but I can see that look. And then I say, I'm not cool. And they say, is he talking to me? And then I say, yeah. And then I stop because they're gone. But if I didn't get into a hostile exchange like that with them, then I probably wouldn't be talking to them in the first place, because that's the only way I can really relate to people, through hostility. That's why Mallrats is such a hateful film. If there's one thing I'd want fans to know while they're watching Mallrats on DVD, it is called DVD, isn't it? If there's one thing I'd want fans to know while they're watching this new cut of Mallrats on the Mallrats 10th anniversary DVD, it would be for them to know that through most of the edit, I was masturbating. When you watch this movie, just realize that I had one hand on the computer, the left, because I'm a righty, and the other hand was below the desk, because I'm so in love with my own work that I had to pleasure myself while looking at footage I shot 10 years ago. That's how much I love what I do. Because it's important to enjoy your work, and it's important to get away with jerking off at your job. I love doing commentary tracks because I like to talk, and I think I have a lot to say, and I think what I say is probably the most important thing ever said in the history of mankind. So a commentary track affords me the opportunity to speak nonstop for 2 hours straight to a captive audience who can't seem to shut the DVD off because, quite frankly, they're afraid to go outside. Boy, I love the DVD format because it takes a lot of plastic goes into that packaging, and I don't like shit that's biodegradable. I like my shit to last for thousands of years, go into a landfill, choke Mother Earth, and hopefully leave a worse planet to live on for my children and my children's children. DVDs they provide me that fodder. I know when I die, all my DVDs will not disintegrate in time and will stay for thousands of years, choking up the environment. I like that. I also like the fact that they letterbox things.